Hey everybody, it's Kyrie, and I just wanted to take this time to talk to you about the new runes before it comes out tomorrow, actually. Very exciting. Tomorrow, on live for the new runes, the whole Runes Reforged, the new season. Very, very exciting stuff. I just wanted to come and talk to you about Ekko runes and what I feel are going to be the best runes for Ekko. And the runes I'll be using to climb, I was Challenger, Ekko, one trick. I played Ekko exclusively in the Challenger. I dropped subsequently, decayed, tragic, I know, and I'm ending the season in D3, if you're curious. I'll leave my OP in the description below. Hard stuck diamond, feels bad, man. But enough of that. I just wanted to tell you that to put some faith in you that I actually have some clue about what I'm talking about in regards to Ekko, the things he does, what he's gonna want, and the best way to play him for this new season. Starting out, there's really only one choice here, and it's going to be Domination. Domination just gives Ekko too many things that he really wants, too many things he needs that the old runes and masteries gave him, that he still needs now, but you still just get him in a different way. And starting off, it's going to be Electrocute. Electrocute is Thunderlords. You took Thunderlords as Ekko mid, you took them, you know, it's just good. It's what you need. And the other two are not as great. I'd say Predator is definitely more of a jungler thing to get into lanes better, to gank better. Not something Ekko needs. He doesn't have a problem getting onto targets. And definitely not something Ekko really wants. Dark Harvest, something Ekko doesn't really need either. And it's definitely not something aimed toward Ekko. It's more aimed toward just junglers. And Ezreal is going to be busted with Dark Harvest. Mark my words, permaban it tomorrow. So we're going to take Electrocute here. And it's also just a stronger Thunderlords. It does more damage, does 30 more damage, and it just scales higher. Cooldown is longer, yes, but just make sure you time those engages and trades well, so you usually have Electrocute up, or make sure you already won the trade before you get it if Electrocute is down. Next up, we have the second tree, and for this, it's going to be Sudden Impact. Cheap Shot is good, yes, and yes, you do give the movement in pair with Q. However, it is not as much compared to what Sudden Impact will give you. Sudden Impact gives you lethality and magic penetration, something Ekko loves both stats, especially if he gets free lethality, because he does auto attack damage, and the auto attack damage will get supplemented with that lethality, and will also get it with the magic penetration. And you don't even have to use the dash. You can get it when you're leaving stealth, so when you're Wing from the fog or something like that, you'll still get it. And for Taste of Blood, we're not known for healing. We don't particularly need this, so Sudden Impact's going to be what you're going to go for. And the cooldown's only 4 seconds, so you'll basically have it every single time you engage. So Cheap Shot's just the better mastery here, rune here. And this one's definitely up to preference. It's definitely what you feel like you want to do. You could do Zombie Ward, you could do Ghost Poro, or you can do Eyeball Collection. Eyeball Collection's more for snowballing. You get them on champion kills, you get them on ward kills, and it'll give you more fighting stats. I do feel the other two runes are more for utility and playing with your team. So if you're more of a carry Ekko, more of an assassin Ekko, like I prefer to play them, I definitely opt for Eyeball Collection. And lastly, we have Ravenous Hunter, Ingenious Hunter, and Relentless Hunter. Now Ravenous Hunter, it gives you the heal, and it gives you permanent extra healing, but you don't need it. Ekko isn't known for healing. He's not a Vladimir. He's not a Cassio. He's not something like that. He's known for healing damage while also dealing damage. That's something we don't particularly need. Of course, we have the heal from ulti. That's typically all you generally need. And if you're building Gunblade, like I like to do, you already have enough lifesteal and spell vamp from that item, where Ravenous Hunter isn't particularly needed, and it isn't giving you as much of a benefit as the other choices. And so let's look at those. Relentless Hunter. Unique champion takedowns grant permanent out of combat move speed. Now this, I can see it being okay in certain situations, but Ekko doesn't have a move speed problem, and the Relentless Hunter move speed is out of combat, not in combat. And even if it was in combat, we have the passive to give us the move speed we already enjoy. Of course, Relentless Hunter can help you with ganks and roaming, but it definitely seems more like a jungler rune. It definitely is more aimed toward junglers, roaming around the map, doing all that, so it's definitely more of a jungler one. and this is the one I'm going to be taking. Ingenious Hunter. Unique takedowns grant permanent active item CDR. It gives you 10% active CDR plus an additional 6 per bounty hunter stack, and that'll give you a total of 40 once you get 5 champion takedown kills, which is very likely to happen in a game. And Ekko, he's always going to build at least one active item, no matter how you play him particularly. You could be playing him GLP, you could be playing him Frost Queen's Claim, you could be playing him Proto Belt, playing him Hextech Gunblade. That active's going to get reduced, you're going to be using it more, you're going to be able to do a lot more with it than the other two, I feel. So I'm definitely taking Ingenious Hunter for the last pick on Domination. Now this is where it gets more open-ended, I'd say. This is where you can get a little bit more creative with what you do with the runes. I personally, and you might not like this, I'm going to be going Precision. Precision is going to be my go-to for my second rune slot. Now let me explain why. In this slot, they give you something called Triumph, which, as you know, well, as you may not know, is basically dangerous game. It even says in the title, the most dangerous game brings the greatest glory. Noxian Reckoner. It's basically a dangerous game, and I cannot tell you how many times dangerous game has saved my hide, and it gets you extra gold. Well, it's not the like. And it's missing health too, so it gives you more if you're hurt and damaged, which a lot of my fights are pretty close, so I'm definitely gonna like this. Nothing in this tree is exactly what you need. You don't need Alacrity, you don't need attack speed, you don't need tenacity particularly. If you're getting hit with a CC, you're probably dead. And you don't need permanent lifesteal. We don't play Ekko for lifesteal. What I'm going to be getting from the third tree, however, is Coup de Grace. It's more execute damage, and if you see, it's 10% below 40 HP, 40% HP. That's not that much. Below 40% HP, that's typically, people can be in that state for a good amount of the laning phase, and for a good amount of the game, honestly. And if you're going in to finish off a kill, that plus your W on Parallel Convergence, the execute damage on that, what's not to like about this? What's not to like about Coup de Grace? And additionally, takedowns give you even more ability power after you kill. Well, what's not to like about it? The other two aren't too great. Deal more damage while you are low in health. It's okay. Then again, it's pretty dangerous, so I wouldn't opt for it. Cut down, more for tanks. We're not going to be focusing tanks as Ekko. We're killing the squishies. That's our job. And what better way to do that than when they're low on HP? So this is the page I will be running, Domination plus Precision. Now, this is where you can get a little creative with it. This is where you can do something that you want to do. Maybe you don't like Precision. Maybe you're not more of an assassin Ekko. You're more of a laid-back scaling Ekko, and, well, Riot has something for you. You can take Ultimate Hat, get more cooldown or reduction on your ultimate. As the more you use it, the more cooldown it gets. And then you can take Gathering Storm. Maybe you want a more late game Ekko, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to take this so you get lower cooldown in the late game, and lower cooldown, and get more AP and AD in the late game with Gathering Storm. And it's actually quite a bit. It's 168 AP and 101 AD. Well, not 100. You get one. You get one or the other. Don't build AD Ekko, please. So you're getting 168 AP at 60 minutes. That's actually crazy. That's an insane amount of ability power for taking a rune, especially in a second spec. So if you find yourself going to late game quite a lot, and that's the kind of elo you're at, maybe you're in a lower elo where games tend to drag out and they go out longer because they don't exactly know how to macro, they don't know the macro play, how to move around the map, get objectives, how to stop running down mid when the tower's already gone, and Gathering Storm is probably going to be what you're going to want to take. So something like this maybe, for more of a late game Ekko, more of a game you know is going to be taken in late game, so you're still more relevant than those who also take more late game oriented mastery. So you can definitely take the second mastery on a game by game basis and change it to accommodate the kind of game you're finding yourself in. Resolve is Resolve. We don't play tank Ekko. He's dead. If that's something you're into, if that's something you subscribe to, more power to you, man. Just don't let me see that, okay? Inspiration, definitely more of a niche thing. If it's something you want, I could see you wanting to do this. Maybe you want the Zonias to get a better Zonias late game to trade that in. Maybe you need the stopwatch. Maybe you're in a Zed matchup. Maybe you're versus a Talon, and you really just want to have that in case he gets on you, and maybe you mess up a little bit, and maybe you can maybe you ult before his death mark. Maybe you ult before his death mark, and you need one more saving grace. Then maybe perfect timing is what you need. And overall, Zonius is just a great item, and having one active of it early on can really help. So I can definitely see that being something you might want. In Minion Dematerializer, maybe you need more wave clear. Maybe your team doesn't have a lot of that, and they need you to be able to do more damage to the minions. Maybe you take Minion Dematerializer and make your Q deal even more damage, and you just become more wave clear oriented. Maybe you need that for your team. Maybe you take this. Or maybe you just want more CDR. Maybe you want even more of that. Maybe you just take Cosmic Insight, and you get that bonus to your whole... It's just a great... rune in general. Cosmic Insight, flat increase across the board. What's not to like? I would opt not for Celestial Body, no, and I would not take Approach Velocity, not exactly. So if you're going to go Inspiration, I'd say it's either Perfect Timing, Minion Dematerializer, Biscuit Delivery, Hex Flash, Flash Traption, Hex Tech Flash Traption is actually very interesting, because you could use this to set up the W from Fog trick and get onto it even faster. I'm definitely going to try a couple games of this because I think that'd be very interesting. I think it'll be very nice to see how that works and if it works as well on paper as it does in practice. It works as well in practice as it does on paper. And so that's what I think. That's what I think for runes. I think the first rune is definitely cut and dry. This is going to be what you're going to want to pick up. But the second rune is definitely more creative. You can get more flexible with it. You can take it on a more game-by-game basis to really change the way Ekko plays, how you're going to play in that game particularly. So you can take it by a game-by-game basis, change it the way you want, experiment with it. Play the way you want to play to an extent, change it to fit the way you want to play Ekko. Maybe you play more late-game Ekko. Maybe you play more aggressive Ekko like me and you want to go actually into Precision. Maybe not. Maybe you want to be more creative, use more utility, maybe you go Inspiration. It's definitely up to your discretion and your decisions. And that's kind of the whole theme Riot's doing here with these Runes Reforged. They're changing it to more, you pick your play style. You pick what you want to do. And that's more for more champions than others. Not so much as Ekko. There is, of course, changes and more room for creativity, of course, but not as much as other champions. But that's okay, because Ekko's a great champion anyways. And he's fun to play, and that's why we all play him. And so that'll be the video. I just wanted to tell you my thoughts, how I feel, and what I think is going to be good for Ekko in this preseason. And I think it's going to be a fun preseason. I'm actually really excited to see how it works. I'm excited to see how everything goes, and I'm excited to see what you guys do. I'm excited to see what you guys do with Ekko. Even if it's not the best, I am looking forward to seeing what you guys do. So leave some comments, leave me some ideas in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And hey, subscribe if you want some more content. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more videos, a lot more builds, maybe a couple of montages here and there, and just seeing what I can do with this season. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you learned something today. See you around.